Mr. Speaker, imagine if a fundamentalist Christian sect captured the French city of Lyon and began a systematic purge of Muslims. Their mosques were destroyed, their crescents defaced, the Quran burned, and then all Muslims forced to flee or face execution. Such an event would be unthinkable today, and if it did occur, Pope Francis and all other Christian leaders would denounce it and support efforts by governments to stop it. Yet that is essentially what is happening in reverse now in Mosul, as the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham drives all signs of Christianity from the ancient city. Christians have lived in Mosul for nearly 2,000 years, and today they are reliving the Muslim religious wars in the Middle East. These are not my words. These are the words of the first two paragraphs of an editorial from the Wall Street Journal early this week. Now I want to read parts of an email I received yesterday from someone on the ground in Iraq. Quote, all Mosul churches and monasteries are being seized by ISIS. They are around 30. The cross is being removed from all of them. Many of them are burned or destroyed and looted. Many of them are used as ISIS centers. The religious Sunni, Shiite, and Christian tombs are being destroyed in Mosul. This destruction is endangering the very ancient sites, including the Jonah's tomb. It has been widely reported that the ISIS soldiers have painted N of Christians to signify that they are Nasara, the word for Christians. Shiite homes were painted with the word letter R for Rafid, meaning rejectors or Protestants. Christianity, as we now know it, is being wiped out. With the exception of Israel, the Bible contains more references to the cities and regions and nations of ancient Iraq than any other country. I believe what is happening to the Christian community in Iraq is genocide. I also believe it is crime against humanity. Where is the West? Where is the Obama administration? Where is this Congress? The silence is deafening. The West, particularly the church, needs to speak out. The Obama administration needs to make protecting this ancient community a priority. President Obama and Secretary of State Kerry need to have the same courage that President Bush and former Secretary of State Colin Powell had when they said genocide was taking place in Darfur. The United Nations has a role. It should immediately initiate proceedings in the International Criminal Court against ISIS for crime against humanity. That Congress needs to hold the administration accountable for the failure to act. I will close today by reading the final two paragraphs of the Wall Street Journal editorial. It said, quote, today religious extremism is almost entirely Islamic. While ISIS purge may be the most brutal, Islamists in Egypt have driven thousands of Coptic Christians from homes they've occupied for centuries. The same is true across Muslim parts of Africa. This does not mean that all Muslims are extremists, but it does mean that all Muslims have an obligation to denounce and resist the extremists who murder or subjugate in the name of Allah. Too few imams living in the tolerant West will speak up. The Wall Street Journal went on to say, as for the post-Christian West, most elites may now be non-believers, but a culture that fails to protect believers may eventually find that it lacks the self-belief to protect itself. William Wilberforce, the British parliamentarian and abolitionist who abolished slavery, famously told his colleagues, as I tell this House and this administration, having heard all of this, you may choose to look the other way, but you can never again say you did not know. I yield back to balance my time.